I roll over half asleep to put my head on the other side of the pillow, only to look down and realize I've wet the bed. Bear in mind, I'm 18 years of age. I've just moved out of my parents' house. You'd expect me to be nappy trained by now. I did what any teenager would do. I tried to hide the mess. I got the sheet off, I scrunched it in a ball, I ran to the washroom, and I chucked it straight onto the floor. The next day, Noah goes, the owner of the house, "Staff, why are your sheets wet through?" I obviously did the mature thing as a young 18-year-old masculine man. I looked him dead in the eye without a glimpse of hesitation and went, "It was the dog." Which was very confusing for Noah because I didn't own a dog. Raise your hand if you've ever told a white lie. Well, it seems in Thailand, I ended up telling them most days. But the whole reason that I went to Thailand in the first place was for the training, and definitely not the culture. But sometimes the culture has a way of finding you, and it comes in forms of heels and a smile. But if you're not careful, even an Adam's apple. Every night, Noah and I would watch TV. We'd have a mountain of noodles on the table and obviously a dessert at the ready. And I kid you not, these noodles piled up so high, I needed a fork in one hand, but a prayer in the other just to get the job done. Every single night, Noah would ask the same question. "Staff, how was the food?" And like clockwork, I would respond, "Yeah, Noah, it was nice." At that point, you'd think my fork was putting in more effort than my words. But by the time 9:30 strikes on the clock, I'd walk over to my bedroom, I'd get my fan. I'd put one fan on the right side. I'd get the other fan. I'd put the other fan on the left side. I'd go into my suitcase, I'd dig out my PJs, and I'd dive straight into bed. And if you're wondering why I've got two fans and not air conditioning in Thailand in 40-degree heat, well, I came from England with a set amount of money. I was willing to do whatever it took to stretch out my stay. And if that meant having fans to save money on rent and bills, then so be it. When 3 a.m. strikes, I roll over to put my head on the other side of the pillow, only to look down and realize I wet the bed. I sit up, my boxes are drenched, my sheets are drenched. I look at my alarm clock, only to see that the red time is not there. And I thought, that's strange. I immediately get out of bed, I run to the window, only to see nothing. I saw nothing. That was the problem, nothing. Normally I'd see houses, I'd see lights, I'd see bins, but there was nothing. I thought, am I dreaming? Because number one, I've wet the bed. Number two, I can't see my alarm clock in the colour red. And number three, there's no lights outside. And as I stood there and I awoke from my half-asleep zombie mode, it started to hit me like a ton of bricks. Not only was the fan in the right not turning, neither was the fan on the left. And I thought, well, the fan's not turning, the light's not on my alarm clock in the colour red, the lights aren't on outside, I'm not dreaming, it's a power cut. We've had a power cut. And no, I've not wet myself like a baby. I've wet myself with my own sweat. Because that's the thing in Thailand. When the power goes out and those fans stop spinning, you'll wake up thinking you've wet the bed, even if you haven't. Now, I bet you're thinking, why the hell am I telling you this story about wetting the bed? Well, picture my room. No bed frame, no hangers, no drawers, no lamps, no lightings. Just a mattress and a sheet, a suitcase and all my clothes in, an alarm clock in the colour red, and a fan on the right and a fan on the left. You see these fans right here, they cost me $10 each. They take 2 seconds to turn on. But somehow, something so small had such an impact on my sleep. The small things made all the difference. Now, wherever you are in your life right now, the small things that you do on a consistent basis will have a huge impact on your life. A small thing like checking up on your friend every 2 weeks. That small gesture could make their day or stop them feeling so isolated. A small thing like working on your communication for 20 minutes a day. Pitch, tonality, storytelling, adding new language. That small 20-minute task will compound to create more opportunities for yourself. A small thing like getting your kids to get the name of the waiter at the restaurant that's serving you, so they build to be individuals that connect to make deeper connections and get what they want, whether they know the reason behind it or not. These small things right here, they make all the difference. When you hit snooze, when you break your word, when you don't chase it, when you don't try, when you skip the small things, you might not realize it now, but they will have a huge impact on your entire life. Small things, big difference. Thank you, Contest Master. Speech done.